Hey, g'day, my name is Ruud, the Bugman. I saw Maggie Berry doing a couple of items yesterday for Ellerslie TV, and I thought, you know what, if she can do it, I can do it too. And we've talked about this, Maggie and I, of getting the band back together again, but she says, nah, I'm a politician, pays a bit more than television. I'm not going to do it. So you know what? Let me take you through some gardens. Right here, we are at the Christchurch City Garden, which is a garden that looks as if it's been here forever. It's nice on the edge of Lake Victoria. There's fabulous places for kids to play with. Top of the line play material, if you like. Really safe soils and ground covers. Nice covers in terms of mulch. But here comes the gig. I biked around here 2 weeks ago and there was nothing. And this is the coolest thing of all. I want you to come with me to the waterfront. This is amazing. Come along. You see, this is what I mean. This is oi oi. It grows on the side of a lake. There's coprosma, there are some reeds, and it looks so natural. And that is the inspiration for the best garden, in my opinion, right here on the waterfront. So you can have the kids play here, and we look at what is being planted right here, because this is what you would use. It makes total sense. I love it. Look, you can see it happen, can't you? You take a city, you have an earthquake, everything turns to rubble. Sadness, destruction, all that. But you know, nature doesn't like sad ground. Nature doesn't like rubble. Nature actually doesn't want anything with nothing in it. See, this garden is about reclaiming the rubble, greening the rubble. So it starts with that sort of stuff. You slowly get your weeds in, your natives, your carokias and things like that. And you end up with a pod oasis. Come and have a look. From rubble to green stuff, with weeds in between. This is what it's about. Guerrilla gardening. Take over the rubble, make something out of it. Come and have a look. So when you come to your pod, what you've actually done is you've transformed an empty space into something that is living. And what can you plant, you may well ask? Well, I'm sorry, but it's right up to you. In this case, they've planted something that you can eat, like climbing beans. But at the same time, stuff like ferns and other plants that can take the carbon out of the air, help of course with global carbon, if you like, storage onto the land, and at the same time green the whole place, makes it softer, makes it more amenable. And here comes the killer, really. They're looking for more spaces in Christchurch City to green up. So if you've got a space in Christchurch City that is rubble at the moment and will be rubble for a long time to come, contact Greening the Rubble. You can find their address quite easily. There it is, you know, and basically offer your site as well. Because the only livable city is a city with lots of biodiversity, with lots of plants. Plants, food, insects, birds, everything comes back. What a future for a city as great as Christchurch. That's what it's about. Now, talking about gardening, I think it's about time we extended the band of Maggie Berry, Ruud. How about Dave? I'm going to find him. He's coming with us. I found Dave. There he is. Hi, how are you?
You've taken over my show. First of all, it was Maggie Berry, and now it's Ruud. I mean, give me a break.
No, the break is that we're putting the team back together. So what I wanted to do is ask Dave what he thinks about the Ellerslie Flower Show and about the quality of the gardens.
Well, we've been here for 5 days now, and we've seen the gardens just appear from nothing. I like this one. It's a young Wellington couple, Ben and Kate, and they're called Billy Goat Gruff. That's the name of their design team. I like this because one of the reasons they moved to Christchurch after the earthquake, because they wanted to come down here and they wanted to be a part of the rebuild. So I love that fact that people are moving back to Christchurch, part of that energy. But I also like this because I could see this in my backyard. Yeah, what do you think? It's sort of this, got the grassing, it's got this beautiful deck and these amazing plants all around here.
It's exactly the sort of garden that has elements of what we had in Auckland. There's one little problem though, David, and it is that when we get a -6...
Some of these plants might get affected by that frost, right? Yeah, okay, the only drawback.
Yeah, that's
but
true.
I love it. It's a really nice space, isn't it?
It works fabulously in many different levels, even to the little blackbird on the lawn and stuff like that.
Gorgeous,
you know,
gorgeous.
The palms and everything else. Every summer we have the bromeliads that you see here outdoors. Every winter, Dave, where do you think my wife Julie puts them?
Indoors, in the greenhouse.
You fall over them as you come through the front door.
I tell you, have you seen Scotty Fletcher's Outback Oasis as well? It's another garden I love.
It is a red garden. It is typical Scotty because he doesn't take any prisoners.
No.
This is what I want, this is what I like, and it's exactly what it's about. Hey, but you know, we were at Greening the Rubble before. Did you see that funny blue plant with the red stems?
Was that the one that you said is one of the rarest plants in New Zealand?
Absolutely. It's having a hell of a time in the north. It used to grow on the coast in Northland and on the islands, and it's getting really rare. And what is really cool is that it's also a hardy plant, you know, salt and wind and all that. And here it grows at really cold temperatures, even inland.
Now, you've worked with Maggie Barry for so many years, you've been to so many Ellerslies. How do you rate this particular Ellerslie?
I think this is one of the best ones in Christchurch,
Really?
actually.
Yeah.
I mean, compared to last year, it is hands down, there's no doubt, eh?
I think the reaction from the public has just been so positive. And well, we've got another day to go, and I really hope that people who haven't come down do make the effort to come down and see it, because I think it's a great show.
You know what? There's also, you see couples walking around, and it's quite often the women that like to go to Ellerslie Flower Show. And the guys,
Yeah, a lot of guys.
a lot of guys, but some of the guys look like this. So I go up to them and said, "What are you here for?" "Oh," I said, "You're here for the brownie points, aren't you?" And guess what they say? "Yeah, I am." I said, "Well, why so gruff? Why so grumbling? Think about cashing those points in tonight."
I'll leave that up to you, mate. It might work tonight, indeed.
But this is what I mean about the flower show. It's got to be like that. It's got to be a team effort, even if you are a spectator. And that is what Dave has been doing now for 5 days, 6 days, and it's fabulous.
Come down and see us. You've got another day. Don't miss it.